Yes. Good evening, Thingshala team.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good
Hello and
evening,
welcome to
ma'am.
yet another episode of Thingshala series. I'm your host Mansi, and we have with us Smita, who's the chief ideator and also management consultant. And also we have Prashant with us, who's a communication scholar. Welcome, 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 both of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, firstly, I want to thank all of them so much for the responses for our episodes. As it's truly gratifying to get those emails and text messages. I think 3 years ago, when we thought of starting Thingshala, little did we know that we're going to have a YouTube channel of our own and we'll be doing web series. We started with designing programs that's exclusively for school students and college students that would enable them with life skills, a necessity to be happy, I must say. Today, our vision and mission remains the same. In this regard, today, Smita and Prashant wanted to quiz me. So before they start shooting, here's a little something about myself. I'm a communication specialist. I'm a digital marketing and a social media consultant. I have also done a little bit of corporate communications, which includes PR, brand management, image management, crisis communication, and of course, internal communication. All right. So that's a good introduction, I'm hoping, for today. So, yes, guys, start off shooting, please.
Yes. Okay. Uh, as Mansi mentioned, she is the digital marketing expert, sort of expert, right? Yes. The current scenario has actually turned all our lives more digital, right? When it comes to communication, that is meeting people, interacting with people, and running businesses, whatever it is, whatever kind of business scenarios we are seeing in personal life or be it in the external professional life, it is all governed digitally now. Everybody is virtual, right? So I would like to share a small experience. Yes, this marketing stuff. Yes, I'm going to take this marketing stuff where we used to do, like, I am a quality management consultant, and what happens with my kind of work is that I visit the businesses, and then once I visit them, talk to them, and understand what is the scenario, what is the kind of business they are doing, and what is the level of management processes they have. Only then, it becomes easy for me to proceed further, right? Even for them and for me. Past 20 years, I've been doing this, and all of a sudden, COVID happens, and nobody wants anybody to come close to them. So, and we are also scared that, we also don't want to visit. But how will it go? It is 3 months, and I have not done a single client visit. So it was really, getting me. And then I get a call, client call, and you will not believe, I have started my project. Everything has happened over on the virtual platform. We had a client meeting, an introduction, and about myself and the client, showing his industry, what it is, all on video cameras, and both of us, sharing credentials, and the project is off. So, welcome to the digital digital marketing world. This was the first glimpse of digital marketing I got, okay, which I had never experienced, and I had never thought in dreams that this could happen. Now tell me, how digital marketing, the businesses are going to approach this kind of, because we know that businesses have already taken up digital marketing. It is not new to them. But now, if everything is going to be on that basis, how will it sound? So what is this going to be? What is this digital marketing going to be? Means, how will you define it, or
Mhm.
to the current scenario, and of course to the future?
Okay, this is a little tough to answer, but I'll tell you this. Actually, this is something that we should have done years ago. What we should have done 3, 4 years ago is happening today, but better late than never. So what I want to say is, when we invent technology and it can do a certain things, we should all be quick adapters of technology and quickly move so that we can use our expertise and skills for something else as well. So for example, let's put it this way. Um, Today, if you look at schools and colleges, they're all running fine, right? That's because they're all online and they're running fine. So this thing could have been done 5 years ago, correct? So we didn't adapt at that time. We should have moved, which also means that today those schools and colleges, which are like big infrastructure, could have been hospitals, could have been houses, could have provided shelter to so many people. There are so many things that we could have done. So when technology came, we should have used it. And this is what technology is meant to do. It is supposed to make our life easier. Yes, today it's a little difficult for businesses to take it up because it's an overnight shift. But then if we had practiced technology for 2-3 years, today we would have been in a better position. So for businesses who are taking up digital right now, there is a clear demarcation where digital marketing is where you're communicating about your products and services and about your brand. While I think digital media is where you're using technology as a platform to communicate with your internal publics, which is your B2B audience, or internal people with your employees. So these are two things which businesses are adopting to today. So yes, it's been a paradigm shift. Everybody is moving. So I'm glad the movement is happening. So that's where we are today.
Okay, Prashant.
Okay. Ma'am, I just want to answer the question. Okay. We are supposed to start the digital era before 5 years. Okay. But where we are very late. I just remember the theory of Everett Rogers, diffusion of innovation theory. What he says is that, whenever there is any kind of new innovation, okay, or new invention, only 13.5 people actually practice it. And almost 31% will be early adopters and 31% will be late adopters. So that's the reality. So today, whatever we fight, at the end of the day, we have understood the crux that yes, a social change would happen when there is a actual need. So that need has made us to practice digital media. So in such a context, you beautifully narrated what is digital marketing. Can you talk about its scope?
Thank you, Prashant. I think that's an interesting question. As Smita rightly mentioned, every business is taking to digital today. So what could be the scope? The scope is every business. That's what I want to say. So when businesses are moving digital and they want to communicate in the digital world, they will need resources. And today there is so much happening digitally. Everybody is in the digital world. Okay. So there's so many challenges. I mean, today, if you look at everybody's on Instagram. So it's not very difficult for people to say that, I will do Instagram business for you. All you have to do is communicate what the brand is doing on Instagram, right? So these are things that are happening, and everybody is becoming a digital marketeer. Everybody wants to run ads on Google, and they get themselves certified from small little courses that they take. The problem today is that we don't get specialists in the field, which means they're focusing on particular fields. So there's a huge scope for people who can do it right. Okay, it could be the advertisement, it could be designing, it could be communication. There's a huge scope, especially for communication students, especially for marketing students, and also professionals who can talk, who can just talk. Imagine, little bit of common sense, this much of talking. You're a wonderful resource today. So it's a lovely scope when it comes to if you learn social media or digital marketing. It's really huge. Businesses are taking to that, but forget all of that. I mean, that's just one part of it. Today the challenges are huge, because imagine everybody is going digital, which means that your maids, your domestic helps, your drivers, everybody is forced to go digital. You have to have a smartphone. If not for yourself, do it for your kids. The classes are online, right? So whether it is in the villages or the outskirts or in the cities, everybody is forced to have a smartphone, which brings with it new challenges. Gadget literacy is a challenge. I think we've already discussed this in our FDPs. That apart, language. So today, anybody who knows awesome language, if you have got a hold on grammar, if you have got a hold on your language, your mother tongue, you are in demand, you're in luck. You don't know, you have no clue how much of a demand that is there for such people. So in the movie lines, like all the movie productions have gone online, but what content to put out there? They need vernacular content because they're reaching out to vernacular people, right? So if you know your language, those, I mean, the scope is huge, really huge.
So you mean to say that everybody, including myself, or anybody, any housewife, or sorry, that's housewife. We should not use it. Homemakers, okay, the homemakers, or anybody as such, even retired people, all of them can contribute and learn a little know-how. How difficult is it to learn this?
Um, I want to say it's all in your mind. For me, I would say that it's all in your mind. Yes, there are digital natives, which means that kids who are born with mobile phones, like my niece or nephew, who's probably 3 and 4 years old, can do a better Zoom call than me, can change the background immediately, can adjust the volumes. I mean, I still find it difficult to adjust volumes, but the next generation out there, there is space bar and there are keyboard shortcuts, so they just use it. So yes, it is difficult in terms of technology as such, but what I want to say is if you have an open mind, learning is going to be very easy. And gone are those days when you have to be worried what can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. At the most, you might cut your Zoom call. At the most, you might post something that should not have been there, which can be deleted. So there's nothing that can go wrong. So you just have to have an open mind. This is like coming and asking me that, how difficult is cooking? For me, it's like, oh my God, I do not want to talk about cooking because I find it very difficult. So it's like that. If I can keep an open mind and just learn, it's as simple as that.
Prashant, you have any questions?
Yes, actually, this leads me for very interesting aspect. Ma'am, see, today I think all of us, okay, more than believing a brand, believing a product, we always tend to know what others think about this particular product. So we always think of consumer perspective and their opinion. Okay, today I think nowhere product branding or product marketing is much more important for me. More than that, what is the opinion of others is selling a particular product. So this leads for a very important question because everywhere they talk about AI, VR. Okay, all those aspects have taken the market in such a cost that today anybody who want to experiment anything, they're supposed to know all the nitty-gritties of internet. So what do you think how the industry is gonna be in coming days?
That's a very interesting question. Um, AR, VR, AI, trust me, those are terms that's been thrown out to ensure that it confuses us. I want to say, forget about it. Okay. See, let's look at this. Okay. I want to experience something and I cannot go to that place. Probably I want to climb a mountain and I cannot go to that. So what do? I move into virtual reality. I just put on my glasses and I'm done. I'm there. I can feel it. I can experience it. That's VR. We are done. Right? AI, Google Maps. Every day at 4 in the evening, you want to put up a map to a particular place. So every day at 4, ton, the notification comes and then it says, hey, your map is ready. Do you want to go home? That is not, these are just big terms that are being used. It's basically that, AI, AR, yeah, that's definitely the future of marketing. But then there's a lot of common sense in it rather than, oh, science and technology. AI has structured data and we are trying to do something with unstructured data. No, what they're trying to say is, I have an Excel sheet about you. Every day you go out at 4 o'clock. Someday you've gone out at 5 o'clock. So I'm using my intelligence to find out why 5 o'clock, why 4 o'clock. Simple. So it's common sense. Trust me, as Indians, our common sense is really high. Our marketing skills are very high. Our communication skills are extremely high. I mean, you should see a 2-year-old child. Okay, the way it behaves when the father is around and way it behaves when mother is around. So think of this: the mother is the customer, the father is the customer. It knows how to behave where and how. So it's like inherent to us. So this AR, VR, and AI, it's just simple common sense technology. It will take you probably 2-3 days to understand what it is if you read up, and you're done. So if you're, yes, I mean, you're definitely asked to know these terms and what it can do, but it's not rocket science. If you can cook, this is definitely not rocket science.
That's nice. That means it validates my, question that anybody can, become the digital marketeer, right? Okay. So you mean to say the future, this is going to be a good job market? It's going to prove as a very good job market? Because as you
Tell
mentioned,
me.
that I think the students who are digitally native, they will be on an advantageous position than the others, of course, and to use the platform, right? So, okay, what can they expect in terms of remuneration? What is it they can expect?
Well, whenever we think of digital marketing, people say Google, Facebook, Twitter. I want everybody to understand they're not going to be placed there. Definitely no. So, digital marketing, you can sit at home and it starts with 5,000 rupees. If you put up posts on social media, it starts off with 5,000 rupees. That's where the market is today. But also, I would want to bring in certain things here. As a student or as a fresher in the field, you might be like really new and want to understand and all that. But then with experience, even today, when professionals from other domains will want to move into digital marketing, they all think, yeah, we are freshers. But then their experience in the field itself is very valuable in the digital marketing field. Time sense, okay, using common sense when required, right? Thinking whether this content, what kind of impact it will have on social media. So social media is not about taking a picture, taking a video and putting it up. That's what freshers do. That's how it works. So they think that they can be social media specialists, which is true. Okay, but then what impact will the content have, and what is it supposed to bring in for the company is something that you need to look into, which your experience will start with. So it is a field both for freshers, as in students, and those who are working professionals also, who want to move to a field or who are in the communications field who want to take up digital. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to answer is remuneration. Yes, if you are wanting to work from home, it starts with something as low as 5,000 rupees per client, which means that you have 10 clients, which is very easy actually. Okay. Um, you've got 50,000 rupees. And people will not think twice before they say, oh, 5,000 rupees. That they can spare. If you tell them I'm going to have a social media thing for you, they can spare that 5,000 rupees. They're like, it's okay to lose it. We don't have anything much to lose. So that they'll do. So it's about smartness. But if you can use your common sense, and if you're good at communication, okay, your remunerations can go up to 25 to 30,000 in a company itself. And in a year, it can move up the ladder to about 50 to 60,000, provided you're good. I mean, I'm giving all this in an ideal scenario. Hard work, efforts, common sense is something that you need to use. That's about it. But once you have 2 to 3 years of experience, you can move to 1.5 to 2 lakhs easily. If you have a little bit of PR and media background, you can easily move. That's not so difficult. I've got my students who are freshers who are placed in Amazon, Wipro. They're just good at communication skills and they work hard. So that's where we are.
Okay, interesting. Now I was just thinking, should I call you Alexa or Siri? Okay, because I heard that ma'am, when it comes to US today, people have started using their voice recognition, and almost like 60% of the task, whatever they want to do with their gadgets, okay, it is done through voice. Okay, now I understand completely that this is an actually an very interesting industry. At the same time, it is not so easy also. There's a lot of challenges which we encounter. Okay, now in such a context, how do I make it much more simpler, easier, and how do I learn it?
First of all, as I said, the mindset has to be, it is easy, I will crack it. That's it. That's the only thing you require to start with. Okay. After that, just Google it out. See, I'll tell you why you should just Google it out and learn things on yourself. If you really want to get into a career and all that, I can understand you need knowledge really quick. But if you look at all those people who've got institutes and academies who are teaching you digital marketing, none of them have gone to any university, none of them have gone abroad and studied. Very less. They have all learned everything on their own. That's why you will actually find that, the techniques used by each of these people is different, and they're all right. So you will find digital marketing is an innovative field. You will find your own techniques, and that is of value because nobody else is doing it. You Google it out, you'll say best practices of social media, best practice of digital marketing. Imagine how many people are doing it. Everybody is using the best practices. Those are not best practices of something. Those are best practices to be average because everybody's doing it,
No,
right?
minimum, I think more than 2 billion videos, okay, pops up and goes away daily.
It does. It does. So there are plenty of resources that you can use. For example, to learn Google Ads, there's Google Ads Academy, Google Analytics Academy, there's Facebook Blueprint, Instagram. I mean, every platform. See, they also want to make our life easier, right? So they all have their coaching videos ready. You just have to say, I want to learn. And they're like, yes, here you go. And it's straight from the horse's mouth. It's not from somebody else and what they thought out of it and what they made out of it and gave it to you, right? So all you have to do is just start off, have an open mind, Google it out. What is digital marketing? It will give you a series of things. Find out what they are in your own way, in your own terminology, and use social media to reach out to people if you have any doubts. There are plenty of people giving you free advices. At least they'll give you what to search for, where to go, and where to learn. And Quora is always there. Facebook groups are always there. LinkedIn groups are always there. They can give you any answer that you want. All of them are free.
So yes, now one very what you say important question or a query which all the job hunters would want to know is means this is everything is virtual here. I'm going to hunt for a job and it's on the virtual platform. Okay. So, and I'm going to do a virtual job also for you, right? So, how, means, we always believe that, when we meet face to face, you understand a person, right? But here it will, as we are talking about different times here, so this is not going to be it. So, what are the best ways in that context, in this particular context, the best way to find the right job?
Okay. The first thing we need to remember is digital marketing by itself can never be a career. I am passionate about digital marketing, right? So if you're really passionate about digital marketing itself, get into it, as in specialize in it. So that makes sense and you will get a job out of it. But what I would suggest is you are passionate about something, use digital marketing as a platform to get there. Okay, so let's put it this way. I'm passionate about vehicles, about construction of vehicles, as in putting those things together. So I will learn digital marketing to join an automotive giant and become a marketer there. So you're so passionate and you know so much already, right? So it is very easy to communicate. So instead of looking at digital marketing as a career by itself, unless you're like totally passionate about it and crazy about it, what I would suggest is use digital marketing to actually take that leap to what you're passionate about. I think that would make more sense today than anything else. So it's as easy as that. I'm hoping that solved the question that you wanted to ask.
Yes, of course. In that context, yes, exploring and finding and the right employer. Of course, it's a long way to go, right? Because we have there is a gray market everywhere, right? People telling that please do this and you'll be paid, and people work. Typically, when the technical writing, that particular had become very trendy, right? There was where work from home kind of things were offered. People worked and through the month and were waiting for their paycheck and it never came. Nothing was credited into an account. So maybe a similar scenario should not happen here also. That is why I asked you this question, keeping that in mind. Okay.
Right. No, this is bound to happen. This is bound to happen. And it's already happening everywhere in the digital world. They're like, yeah, we'll give you the salary. So if you look at seasoned consultants, what they do is they sign up a contract and they will say, you will pay me this much first, and then you will pay me the rest later. So if you're independent consultants, that's what everybody does. And also there's a contract which is signed and sealed. Okay. And if you're getting a job, I think we've done this in one of our episodes, your offer letter, your appointment letter, a signed, stamped appointment letter is necessary. So unless that comes into your hand, don't go and work. I mean, of course, see, if you want experience, that's a different thing. Okay. So I would suggest, yeah, I mean, you should look into this. This industry is new, definitely, yes, but it is not an exception to any other industry practices that are happening in other industry. Here also, you will find people who are not paying you, who will not pay you, who will pay you later, who might not pay you ever. So yeah, we need to be careful about that.
So, Prashant, what are you thinking? I think Prashant is seriously thinking of changing his line.
I was just thinking, after knowing so much, should I go and start Googling today itself? Where do I learn in detail, and where do I apply? And hopefully, I may just get into the right company also. And who knows, I may become Nogler.
Yes, yes, good.
Okay, I like the word Nogler because somebody who works for Google, they're called as Nogler. So much inspiration received. I feel like I may end up being a Nogler sometime soon.
Oh, you have done it, Mansi. So you already have one conversion here. That's fantastic. So this is a new avenue, and this is how the businesses will be done. And as I said, I also have stepped into that mode, and this is going to be one of the reality. Yes, we have been very slow in adopting it. The the context today has pushed us, that you are too slow, you better hurry up. That has happened. But yes, this is going to be the majorly how the businesses will be marketed in future, right? And it's better to invest in this particular field, and for students, and also that is for employers and the employees, and they can make a smart shift towards this segment who are in the marketing section, right? Because now door to door marketing, meeting the clients face to face, is
It's all
is
past.
a no no, right? As of now, it's a no no. So in that context, this is going to be a very enterprising job opportunity. Thank you, Mansi. This was a wonderful session. I hope all of them who are going to have a listen to this, there'll be a major takeaway for you, and also some good points as to understand what is my digital marketing, and how easy it is that anybody can learn it and also find jobs. So, Prashant, thank you. That was a wonderful session we had. Uh, Please keep tuned in. We will come up with some more interesting, topics like this. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, folks. If you have